Hey guys, for this month's homeschool favorites, I'm sharing some of my favorite seasonal homeschool resources. You do not have to share that in your video. It's not to theme, it's just whatever your homeschool favorites are this month. And as always, the information for how to participate in this link up is below, as well as some other videos that you should totally check out. And as always, I can't wait to see what some of you have to share. So I wanted to give you guys all some time to make these purchases or plan these books into your curriculum for these holidays that are coming up. So I'm going to start with the October books and move through about December, probably some Christmas type of unit studies. But I know that some of you plan pretty far ahead, so I wanted to give everybody a chance to work this into their homeschool if they see anything that they like. So I'm going to start here with The Night Before Halloween. Now these Night Before books are actually a huge hit in our house. We have The Night Before Valentine's Day, The Night Before Easter, Night Before Halloween, Night Before Thanksgiving. We love this series. It's set to the same like 'Twas the Night Before Christmas rhyme, but then it's just super, super cute. The next book is Spookly the Square Pumpkin. Now this is also a movie that you can watch. We always watch it as a family movie night on in October. The book is really sweet. It's a story about just being different or not looking the same as everyone else, which I think is an adorable story. Always one of those stories that's always worth reading to your kids, one of those, you know, things to remember. And there are a ton, if you go on Pinterest, and I'll try to link some of it below, there are a ton of unit studies specifically aimed at like the preschool, kindergarten age because of the shapes and all of that. But there is so much you can do with this book, and then you can finish it off with a family movie night, which is what we do. We love this book. All right, moving into Thanksgiving. This is by far my favorite book that we read all year long, and I really, really mean that. We have done the 5 in a row Cranberry Thanksgiving study since my daughter was 3 years old. I've done it with the same family, the family that we do history with, every year since our girls were little, and now we're both pregnant with our 4th, so we are continuing the tradition. This will be our 5th or 6th year doing this together, and it's just become such a sweet memory. We love this book. So if you have the 5 in a row manuals, then you already know, how to do the unit study that goes along with this. If you do not, I will link a website below where you can find a lot of information on how to just do a unit study with this. 5 in a row is very, it's totally up to the educator how they want to go with it. And basically it's just an idea that you can apply to any book, really. So you don't necessarily have to have the 5 in a row manual to do this study. There's definitely a ton of finds on Pinterest and online for how to do a unit study along with this. So this is a book about a little girl named Maggie and her grandmother who live on a cranberry farm, and so there's so much you can do. There's a lot you can do with just New England in general. There's a lot you can do with all these different cranberry experiments and starch experiments. But it's about a little girl and her grandmother who live on a cranberry bog. They each invite someone to Thanksgiving dinner, and the grandmother has this famous cranberry bread recipe. The grandmother invites somebody very refined to dinner, and the little girl invites somebody named Mr. Whiskers, who, just judging by his name, I'm sure you can tell how he's made out to be in the story. So basically the famous cranberry bread recipe goes missing. And so it's about basically not judging a book by its cover, just kind of like the Spookly the Square Pumpkin book. And then on the back is this cranberry bread recipe, and this is what we make every year as our Thanksgiving dessert. We pass it out to our neighbors, and when we're doing our little unit study with our friends, we make a bunch of this bread, and it's really, really fun. So doing this unit study every November it's just become one of my most treasured memories. I never thought a Thanksgiving study, I always thought a Christmas study would be my favorite, but this is absolutely, bottom line, hands down, my favorite tradition, my favorite holiday school tradition. I even was one year when we were doing Cranberry Thanksgiving, I was in labor with Eli, my third. And now this year, it's quite possible that my girlfriend will be in labor with her fourth while we're doing this. So we're probably going to do this a lot earlier this year. Now again, here's this night before book again. This night before Thanksgiving book is so fun. My family hosts Thanksgiving, or my kids and I, my husband and I basically host Thanksgiving every year. And so this is a fun book to read, especially with my daughter, because we're always getting ready on the night before Thanksgiving. So again, it's set to the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, so 'twas the night before Thanksgiving, and all through the nation, families got ready for the big celebration. It's so sweet. I love this book. And it's just, gives the kids a little bit of excitement for a holiday that they maybe wouldn't be totally excited about. This book we read last year, and this is a great Thanksgiving resource. If you are not familiar with the Magic Treehouse series, it's about this little girl named Annie and her brother Jack, and they have a magical treehouse, and basically it transports them into these other time periods based on these, these books that they find. And this is a first person point of view of living, as a pilgrim. So this was a great book. I read it to both my kids last year. My daughter at the time was 6, and she totally loved it. My son picked up on some of the familiar topics when he was 4. These two books are a great resource, Sara Morton's Day and Samuel Eaton's Day. These are day in the life perspectives from a pilgrim boy and a pilgrim girl, and they are by Scholastic. So they're not really, they are made up stories, obviously, because Samuel Eaton is not a person who's here right now, but just the images are very educational. It's not illustrations, they're actually, like here, 1 stockings, 2 garters, 3 breeches. So it really is quite informative for the kids, but also gives them a good perspective on what a day in their life would have been like. There's a recipe, oh yeah, here it is, cornbread. There's a recipe for cornbread in here, and it's pretty interesting for the kids. It's a great resource for them to pick through. This book is a great book, The Best, Worst Christmas Pageant Ever. It's really the best, but it's the worst crossed out. Another book about not judging a book by its cover, basically. It's a really sweet story. It starts out with it's a little rough. I wasn't sure last year when I was reading it to the kids how far we were going to get, because I think they use like the word stupid a few times. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but in the end, it's a very sweet story. But definitely one that you'll want to use your, you might want to screen it with your parental eyes first, eyes and ears. I don't know if I have to say much about this because it's just such a, family favorite. The Little House Christmas Treasury has all of these Christmas stories. Christmas in the Big Woods, Christmas on the Prairie, Christmas on Plum Creek, Christmas for Farmer Boy, Christmas during the Long Winter, Christmas in the Golden Years, and Jingle Bells, A Christmas Carol. So it jumps time periods, or not time periods, but here I'll show you time in this, in her life. So a little girl named Laura, and then when you skip up to here, where is it? Okay, Laura's 6 years old now. And it gives you a little bit of information so far away from Laura's little log house on the western prairie. So it just kind of, it skips through the whole series, but then it gives you, if your kids have never read through the series, it gives you a little bit of information before you read the next Christmas story. And then it's got Christmas Cookbook. I know I've mentioned before that our Charlotte Mason handicraft for this semester is baking. So this is it was a gift from a friend a couple years ago. And it is just the Disney cookbook, but it's got some of the most fun little recipes for little girls, especially because it's very princess themed. But it's got very kid-friendly recipes. And for the most part, they can execute them completely on their own. So we're a big fan of this you doing?
He tricked me. Said he was going to the bathroom and bolted to you.
Oh, you little goofball. Okay, and now this is, it's just definitely like I saved for the best for last, although it just so happened to be the last because it was the biggest. But unwrapping the greatest gift. This is my favorite family tradition. It's not necessarily a school tradition, but it could easily be something that you incorporate into your homeschool. It's by Ann Voskamp. It is a family celebration of Christmas. So if you are familiar with the story of the Jesse tree, this is basically the Jesse tree. It's just a little bit different, and if you're familiar with her writing style, it's very abstract. So basically, now my friends and I had a ornament exchange a few years ago where like we each picked, I'm not sure what happened, but my phone, or my camera just stopped for no reason. Okay. So I was saying there's 25 different days in here. It goes from December 1st through the 25th, and do not worry if you miss a few days, you don't miss out on the story. There are a few years where we have finished in January, but as long as you finish, that's what it's about, right? So my friends and I had an ornament exchange. I think there were 6 of us, so we each took 4 different days. And we created the ornament that goes along with that day. And then you have a Jesse tree, which could be a small Christmas tree or a full-size Christmas tree, it doesn't matter, where you hang these ornaments each day as you read the story. So it starts, go to the beginning. It starts with the out of the stump of David's family will grow a shoot. And so that is where you start with the, Jesse's family. And the ornament for that day is a little, the one that my friends and I did is a little, basically a little small stump with a leaf growing out. And let me skip ahead here to where, it always starts with the Bible verse, the reading for the day, and then she just goes into this beautiful explanation and connects it all to Christmas. And then at the end, there's thoughts to discuss and family activities. We have not done the family activities before. We basically do this when my husband gets home at night. There's not a lot of time, so he reads this with them, and then we hang the ornament for the day. So when you buy this book, there's a code inside. You can go and you can use the code and print the ornaments. Print the ornaments for free once you purchase this book. You can print it on nice cardstock. You can have the kids color it. You can laminate it however you'd like. Or I will also link below the website where you can get some ideas for what ornaments, if you're going to do an ornament exchange or you'd like to create your own ornaments. This is one of the reasons I wanted to do this video way ahead of time, because I'd really like to give you guys some time to organize a get-together and make these ornaments with your girlfriends next month or with your family if it's something you're interested in. So we each picked 4. One of us had to do 5, but then we made 6 of them, so that and then we just laid them all out, and each of us went through and grabbed one of each of the 25 and brought them home. So yeah, it's just a super sweet family tradition, but also a great thing to do with your homeschooling girlfriends if you want to do some kind of a ladies' night or holiday get-together right before the holiday season. So we are huge fans of this book. Anyway, so those all ended up being my favorite books, and I will go ahead and leave you here with a little clip from Stars of Jewels. She is going to share a little bit of some of her favorite books. She invited me to one of her Usborne, I think it's pronounced Usborne, book parties this month, and it was so interesting. I just asked her to go ahead and do a quick run through of some of her favorite homeschooling resources from that company. So if you're not familiar with them, I'm going to go ahead and insert that clip here real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and link her channel below too if you have any questions for her. Anyway, guys, I can't wait to see what some of your favorites are this month. As always, go ahead and check out some other favorites from someone else once I get those links below as they come in. And if you need any information about how to participate in this link up, the information is in the description box below.
I just wanted to share with you guys super fast here in Abby's homeschool favorites video for this month. some of my favorite Usborne books and more books. I'm just going to fly through this very quickly and just show you a couple of my favorites. I will do a more extensive video later on to show more of my favorites and kind of the in-depth insides, but just real quick, I wanted to show you a couple of my all-time favorites. So for starters, I love their very first reading set. It comes with 15 books, a parent guide, and you are able to teach your child to read with these books. You start with book 1, work all the way to book 15. I love the Lift the Flap books. I have 2 of them right here. I have Telling Time, which is really awesome, as well as See Inside Exploration and Discovery. Both great for homeschooling. I love their encyclopedias. This is the Encyclopedia of World History. If you use Story of the World, this one is always recommended. So this one is really, really great. I love all of their Wipe Clean books. These are, again, awesome for homeschooling. You have lots and lots of different options for this one. Shine the Light books, where you shine a flashlight behind the page and it shows more of the picture, which is really, really neat. They offer a ton of illustrated books, illustrated stories. The books are excellent quality and just filled with super fun stories. Love their sticker books. This is just one of them. My daughter loves this one. She, I think, has filled it up. She is done with it, but this is a good one. For babies and stuff, we have That's Not My series, which is all about different animals. They're touchy-feely books. And we have play books. This is a slide and see book, so all the pages, there's something that slides across. So that is just very briefly a few of my favorite books. Be sure to stay tuned at my channel, and I will show you a more extensive look into these books. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.